Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that while we were all distracted by the culture war US election, in fact the world's economy was expanding well, except perhaps in China, but even they are still expanding, just not like they need. In the US, their Red Book retail survey rose 4.8% last week from the same week a year ago, extending its positive run that started way back in August 2023. This is still not a sign of household financial stress. US consumer inflation expectations for the year ahead edged down to 2.9% in October, a four-year low, and dipping from 3% in each of the prior 4 months. All the indications are the US Fed has won its soft landing in its inflation fight. And there were 2 sentiment surveys out for the US overnight, both positive. But all this might change if today's trend of sharp rises in both benchmark interest rates and the US dollar continue. Certainly Wall Street is having second thoughts, with a reversal that now puts it lower than election day. In Canada, the value of building consents surged in September to be 11.8% higher than the same month a year ago, rebounding from a drop in the prior month. In Japan, machine tool orders resumed their strong expansion in October after the September hesitation. They're up 9.3% from the same month a year ago and bolstered by strong export orders. In China, policymakers are still trying to find the key to unlock real estate optimism. Their latest move looks like it'll be to cut transfer taxes on housing sales from 3% to 1%. The hope is that people will sell and upgrade their residences. And of course, it was the big Singles Day Double 11 retail event in China this week, and it is going off without special notice in the Chinese media. Given that Beijing is looking to boost consumption, you might have thought it would be getting wall-to-wall coverage, but it isn't. However, despite that, it's still an economically significant sales event. And India is battling inflation, and inflation seems to be winning. In October, CPI inflation came in at 6.2% in a rising trend to its highest since August 2023. Worse, food inflation came in at 10.9% over the same period and back to the level they had in 2019. Vegetable price inflation is running at 42%. Unless this is curbed, at some point this will cause social unrest. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.43% and up 8 basis points from yesterday. The price of gold will start today at $2,599 an ounce and down $17 from yesterday. But oil prices are up 50 cents at $68.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is just on $72 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 59.2 US cents and down 40 basis points from yesterday as the US dollar rises. Against the Aussie, though, we're unchanged at 90.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we've slipped 10 basis points to 55.9 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at 68.8 and down 10 basis points from yesterday. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.